In an age where seemingly everything that gets brought back in Hollywood turns out to be god awful and a huge disappointment, it was so joyous for me to see the Ninja Turtles come back strong with one of the most entertaining and fun movies of the year. See what happens, Hollywood, when you bring back a property and actually make it true to its roots and what the fans actually want? People like it. Imagine that. I think the first thing to talk about with Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is, of course, the visual style. It jumps off the screen immediately. I feel like you had to animate this film a bit different for people to see it as something worth watching and not just another Turtles film. Because the animation makes it stand out, it creates a look and vibe that fits perfectly with the anarchic nature of the characters and the plot of the film. I feel like animation has stagnated a bit, but this film decided to tear up the rulebook and give us a new and fresh style that is just as energetic as the Turtles themselves. There's a real attention to detail too. I really want to see this movie again because the character designs and backgrounds are so impressive and detailed. I feel like it's one of those films where you could probably spot a lot of interesting things if you focused on everything on screen in the background. Just for example, in the Turtles sewer home, it actually felt lived in and like there was creative stuff dotted around to look at. It just helped craft the feeling of this actually being a real place. This film feels very alive and very vibrant, and everything's just a visual treat. And one of the other great things about this art style is the design of the Turtles has not drastically changed. This movie does not make the mistake that the Michael Bay Turtles made, where the Turtles of course look like a load of old arse. Or Shrek's arse. Seriously, I do really take my hat off to this film for not trying to reinvent the wheel with the Turtles, as that classic Turtles look really doesn't need to be altered that much, and they look cool in this movie. It's great to see that original design filtered through this fun, creative art style. The Turtles themselves are written wonderfully. They're young teenagers for the first time, and it gives them this sense of wide-eyed innocence and vulnerability they have never really had in the other versions. These Turtles are very much unsure of themselves and the world, and your heart goes out to them, but at the same time they're still the tough fighters you know and love. The movie does well to mix conventional Turtles kicking butt scenes with the characters showing a fair bit of weakness and confusion. I think it's maybe the best banter between the Turtles too. Even better than the 1990 movie, I might go that far. And I love that film. I think they perfectly capture the vibe of the teen friend groups from such movies as Stand By Me, The Lost Boys, those sort of 80s films, and modern stuff like Stranger Things. That's how well the dynamic is written. It's so convincing. The humour is great and it's relevant today. The film manages to capture the essence of the original comic books and animated series, and also for me, 80s teen films, while adding a modern twist. The movie takes a few risks too, changing up characters such as April. She's no longer an adult, but a school paper writer who is the same age as the Turtles. It's great to see April relate to the Turtles from a similar age. I mean, we've seen this friendship so much handled in one way, and it generally does feel like it's time to change things up, and for me it really works. April is presented as an outcast, so she can relate to the Turtles, and they give each other meaning and motivation. It's sweet and charming that April and the Turtles instill confidence in each other. The relationship is very equal and helps all the characters grow. Jackie Chan is a blast as Splinter. I really like how Splinter is written as more of a quirky old man than he has ever been. It's hilarious. He's an old mad Zune, but at the same time he has a few badass moments too, as Splinter should. I'll be honest, I'm not too keen on his design. I must say it's probably the only thing in the film visual wise that doesn't sit too well with me. I guess it's just a bit too... is ugly the word? I mean, the way he's written is top notch. I think once we see all the other mutants that the Turtles meet in the film and how bonkers their design is, Splinter starts to look a bit better, because when you put him alongside them, he looks like the normal one. Seriously, there's some insane looking characters in this. But when it's Splinter, for me, he needs to look a bit more appealing, because he's the father figure in the film. He has to be a bit endearing, and dare I say, cute. So yeah, while he's written great, I just felt he looked a bit too odd for Splinter. Throughout Mutant Mayhem, the Turtles grapple with their desire for acceptance from the human world. This movie highlights the challenges faced for those who are different. Unlike other versions of the Turtles, this time they really care what the human world thinks, and I think that's an interesting idea. We get an honest discussion of what it would actually be like to be young teenagers shut off from having a normal life, and how that would affect you. I'm sure many teenagers will indeed relate to this film when they see it, because you don't have to be Mutant Turtles to relate to the ideas this film is bringing up. Those teen years can be a very confusing period of feeling cut off from the world, no matter what your situation is. The Turtles' journey to find their place in the world is a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy, understanding and acceptance, and it was lovely to see that discussed. And there are actually a few moments which may encourage a tear or two, as some of them are quite, dare I say it, beautiful. I just had an absolute blast with Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I just had a smile on my face from the moment this film started. It was so good to see something actually come out today from the past that wasn't ruined, and to just really understand the characters like deeply and really know what the fans want, and still manage to inject some interesting new ideas. It can be done. Hollywood really needs to get their act together with all these things they bring back, because this proves it can be done. There are other ones that prove it can be done. Top Gun Maverick shows you can bring something back and still be good. Take notes, Hollywood. Improve, please. Let me know what you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let me know in the comments below. And please consider subscribing to this channel if you love analysis, breakdowns of new films, but also retrospectives on the old classics. This is a place for all passionate movie buffs. I will see you guys next time.